All right, guys, I just want to start off by thanking you guys for everybody that's been tuning into these little vlogs and kind of like our journey. I just, I appreciate that. And yeah, it helps give us motivation, and just reading your guys' comments, it really helps with the whole journey thing. But basically this video is all just gonna be our setup. So I made one of these, I think it was my second YouTube video. I basically took you guys through everything that we had and everything we accomplished, everything that we've done up until that point. It was about 2 weeks ago, and I got it written down here. So we had set up our LLC, we got insured, the business bank account set up, we purchased all of our equipment, which included two DI cartridges, two zero
pure machines. We got 4 spare carbon filters. We got multitude of brushes. We got 2 types that kind of flare out, which is good for getting into those crevices of the window. And then we also got 2 more flat rectangle brushes. Those are softer bristles. Those are especially good for windows that don't necessarily have screens, and that way they don't have those crevices when you take off the screen. And then we also got one, we believe it's a wool brush, but it's a darker brush, and that one we haven't used yet, but we do have some ideas about how that can be used. What we're thinking right now is we would use it, some of the houses that we hit have the concrete in the backyard, and we're thinking we could offer it as a service. It's basically a scrub down of that concrete or tile that they have back there.
So we purchased all of that. We also, at that point, we were just doing door-to-door sales. That's the only way that we were getting clients and getting sales. Also, at that point, we had set up our Facebook, our Instagram, we had made our YouTube account, we'd set up our Google business profile, and we had already received 1 5-star Google review. And then we also set up our Yelp page, which I'll tell you guys a little bit more about that. Do not do Yelp page, it's not worth it. All you'll get is a bunch of marketing scam calls. Like literally, what's the most we got in a day? Like 7 in a day we got called. Annoying.
Luckily though, I didn't get any. The number was all tied to his phone, but he was constantly getting calls. Sometimes he was getting calls by the same representative. So it is quite annoying. I guess I do have something to add to that. I got a labor law poster. It's for the compliance for the just the regulations when you have employees, and I had multiple people call me as well, just asking if they could sell me some compliance package. Basically, when you're starting a business, you're putting your number out there, you're putting your brand out there, and people are going to use that as an opportunity to make money for the company that they're working for. So just a heads up on that.
And we also purchased our business cards, and we made those door hangers. We hadn't purchased it at that point, but we made them. And then we also had created our website and sales funnel, in which I didn't show you guys. Yeah, that's our door hanger. But yeah, so now we're gonna kind of tell you guys about everything we've done since then. So with the website and sales funnel, we had it then, but I didn't show it to you guys. So I'll kind of put something over this, and you guys will just be able to hear me speak. All right, so this is our website, and as you can see, it's very simple. We got our phone number, we got Get Instant Online Quote, and we put that Get Instant Online Quote 3 times on our website because that's our main focal point that we want prospects to see and actually click on. And then we have social proof on there as well, and then we also have our what our clients are saying. So if they click that, they'll be able to actually look at all the reviews that we've got on our business, which is all 5-star. And then so let's say that person were to click Get an Instant Online Quote, this form would pop up, and very simple form: first name, last name, phone, street address, city, and zip code. And then finally, we're just asking, what services do you need? Window cleaning, screen cleaning, or solar screen cleaning? After they fill this out, we will get notified, and their filled out form will be sent to our Google Sheet. This is kind of how we're setting up our sales funnel the free way. So once it gets sent over to our Google Sheet, we'll have everything listed here, all of the information that we're going to need. Here's just 3 tests that we did. But yeah, that's our website and sales funnel. We want to make it as simple as possible as to not confuse the prospect. And then other than website and sales funnel, we also have signed 3 physical contracts, and then we've also got 3 verbal contracts, just meaning like the homeowner said they definitely want to use this in the future, and they themselves were like, hey, can I have a business card? Because I loved your service, I want to use you in the future. And then we also bought a ladder, and that reached up to 22 feet. What's it called again?
Little Giant.
Little Giant. And then we also bought a screen cleaner, which you guys have already seen by now if you've been keeping up with the series. But it's very helpful. I mean, it's cut down time on houses by...
Cuts down time significantly, and it secures warm leads. People will stop, stare, they'll even talk to us about that screen cleaner because, I mean, before we started this, I've never seen one of those before in my life. I guess I haven't really seen the Zero Pure machines either, but the screen cleaner gets a lot of interest from prospects.
Exactly. And then I showed you guys those door hangers, and we had already made them. We finally actually bought them. We bought 1,000 of them. And then we also got 2,500 EDDM postcards. What does EDDM mean?
Every door direct mail, and we got 1,000 of these postcards, which actually did come, and you guys saw that if you've been keeping up with the channel. We're still waiting on the 1,500 other ones, and the difference between those two is this one has the postage to where we can drop it off at the USPS mail office, and then they'll go ahead and take it on a route. The other ones we have to actually take the time to drop those off.
And then yeah, so we did that, and we've actually already dropped off about 250 of those door hangers in 3 separate neighborhoods. So 250 in all, split evenly across those 3 different neighborhoods. But anyways, we also bought an impact drill because with solar screens, you literally have to pop out these screws. You have to get on a ladder, pop them out on the top windows as well. So that was a must. We bought that. And we also bought a screwdriver and a flathead. A screwdriver because some of those, why did we get a screwdriver?
So the screwdriver, so I just had the thought. With those solar screens, I've seen 2 different types so far. One requires the impact drill because it's hexagon, you need a hexagon drill bit to get those off. The other type I've seen is just 2 regular screws that you can loosen and tighten with a screwdriver. And those, you loosen the screw and then it's a little flap that holds the solar screen in place. Once you loosen that, you can slide it out of the way, and that's how you get those solar screens off. So those are the 2 different types of solar screens we've seen so far, and I'm sure there's various other types as there is with regular screens. That's just the 2 we've seen.
And then, as well as that, we also got a flathead because on one of our previous clients, he had these super thin crevices inside of his sill. So when I was putting my fingernails in there trying to get all that dirt and grime out, it was, messing up my fingernails and whatnot. So we had to get a flathead to kind of scrub all that stuff out. We haven't had to use the flathead yet, but we have it just in case.
Right. And actually, that client, you'll notice he left a Google review on mentioning Noah because he did have to do a lot of handwork, and that's what he's talking about. It just took it a lot of additional time because he had to get into those tiny crevices with his hands rather than having the capability of doing that with the flathead.
Exactly. And then also from those door hangers that we put down, the 250 of them, we've gotten 2 callbacks. And then for reviews, so we had 1 5-star Google review. Sorry. So we had 1 5-star Google review in the last video that I made, the setup video 2 weeks ago. Now we have 9 5-star Google reviews. Basically every time after we sell somebody, we ask them to give us a review. Most of them do not give us a review, but some of them do. So it's always good to ask all of them. And then we also started posting more on Snapchat. So I had a Snapchat account as my personal one. I created a public page and I started posting on there. And I was gonna pull up the amounts that I like, the views and whatnot. I think we're at like 86,000 views on Snapchat within the past 28 days. And then they kind of break it down, but I don't really remember.
Hey, and for everyone watching, make fun of him. You saw him reach for his pockets while staring at his phone.
And then yeah, I also created a TikTok account, and I'll make a short or I'll make a clip, I'll make a reel, vertical reel, and I'll literally just post it on every single platform, the same reel to kind of get reach out there. So I created the TikTok, been posting on there. I've uploaded 5 short clips on all of those platforms, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, and also Snapchat. And yeah, I've been posting every day on YouTube, and we've been posting very frequently on Instagram and Facebook. I'd say probably around 4 or 5 times a week, including weekends. And other than social media, other than marketing, we've also contacted about 78 applicants to interview them, and 10 of those applicants are actually showed up. So we interviewed 10, 78 applied, and we hired 2. Those 2 will be starting later next week. I think the first one's going to be this Sunday, actually, right?
Yep. And that's why he's going to follow up tomorrow with the lady who is a warm lead from that door hanger, because if he can get her in on Sunday as a pre-sale, that would work out perfectly for this new hire washer. That would work out perfectly for this new hire, as we can train him at the house.
Yeah. And we also bought CapCut Pro for you guys to make the videos better. And then other than that, we also went out and we got estimates, he got estimates, and he went out and got those estimates and contact information for 8 commercial properties. So in a later video, actually, let's just talk about what we have planned now. So about those commercial properties, we're gonna cold call them. So the owner of those properties, they're not on site at the brick and mortar location. They're usually somewhere else. We gotta reach out to them.
Yeah, so the way that I was able to identify a potential route to get in contact with them is they have 4 lease signs, the individual who owns the building, and sometimes, for example, there's one that's held by like a real estate firm. It looks like it's called, actually I'm not going to shout them out because we have no affiliation with them, but
You're not going to shout them out to our 100 subscribers?
the one that I have, the 8 that I found have names of individuals along with their phone number, and my interpretation of that is that they're the ones who own the building and they lease it out to different companies. So the plan is to call them, and we're gonna of course get the on-site property manager's contact information as well. If things progress well and we're able to shoot over the prospect a quote and they accept it, we'll need someone we can work with on site.
Yes. Yes. So in that commercial, we're gonna be cold calling. We'll make that into a video, or we'll make that into like a segment of a vlog maybe. But yeah, so other than that, the first USPS EDDM batch of 950 postcards will be dropped off on Wednesday at 2 different mail routes. I know in yesterday's video we were supposed to do that, so he went there, but there were some things missing. What happened?
Yeah, so I missed you have to actually place an order. So I'm going through USPS, which is just the government post office, and they have a really nice guide on their website, just 4 steps. They have this EDDM tool, that's step 1. Go there and you can type in the zip code and then identify which route you want. It has like an income breakdown, an age range, how many houses there are, and how many businesses there are on that route. Once you identify those, you need to move on and you need to actually select a drop-off date. And then after that, you need to either pay there online or pay at the actual post office. And see, I never went that far, but after that, it's like placing an order. So you have to like place an order and schedule a time to bring them in and drop them off. And then after you go through that process, their website gives you these 2 documents. One is like a mailing statement, and the other one are facing slips. And those facing slips need to actually go on what you're trying to get mailed out to your different prospects. On that facing slip, it's just going to go on the front of a bundle. A bundle is what they classify as 100 mailing pieces. So since we're sending out 950 and there's 2 separate routes, we're going to be doing 10 different bundles. Each one of those needs a facing slip. So that's what I was missing when I went into the post office, and unfortunately they didn't have the resources there to enable me to do it there. So I actually have to come back and I have to print those off and set that up. Luckily though, our drop-off date is next Wednesday, and from our research, it does look like the middle of the week is a good day to send those out.
And we are so optimistic about this automation reach. I mean, we already got 2 Kohl's, and we only put down 250 of our door hangers. We try to. We don't want to sound arrogant when we're doing this and whatnot, but just for any of you other entrepreneurs or business owners, small business owners that are maybe just starting out, try to celebrate each of your small victories, because when you do that, it just gives you more motivation for your next day.
Right. And then I will shout out Zero. That's the brand of the equipment that we use. And WCR, that's the site that we use to buy all of our equipment.
We'll see you guys in tomorrow's video.
Oh, I wanted to say with that, Another reason the door hangers and the EDDM is such a good thing is it gets, even if people don't call us, they may go to the website and check us out. That's getting traffic on all platforms depending on what they go to. That's going to get us additional traffic, which is going to boost us up in the algorithm, and that's always a plus.